Hello everyone, welcome back. Today we are doing my May TBR. Now, I feel like TBRs and me were not really like getting along very well. I feel like I don't complete them at all. So I'm going to be treating this as like books that are on my radar. If I get to them, great, but I'm not expecting myself to. They're just like, hey, remember that book, you want to read that. If you can't find something you want to read, maybe refer back to this list. I don't know if that makes any sense. I feel like it does, but for me, I am now putting so much pressure on myself to like complete this list because that's how I am. And then I end up reading books that I could have just not wasted my time and read something that I actually wanted to read and, you know, did a little bit more mood reading. So that's my plan for the rest of the year, my life. I don't know. That's my plan for May. The first book that I have on here is The Dutch House by Ann Patchett. Now this one I came across on Audible because I just finished Tom Lake by Ann Patchett, and that one is narrated by Meryl Streep. This one is narrated by Tom Hanks. Now if I had to pick a favorite actor, it would be Tom Hanks. So I'm just excited, and I'm gonna feel like I'm being read this book by Woody himself. So honestly, what got me is Tom Hanks, but I've already like checked it out and I'm gonna start listening to it. The next book I have is actually something that I was influenced. I was sent an email from Barnes & Noble and they literally were just talking about this book. And what got me is the cover. Like, this is the cutest shit I've ever seen in my whole life. Like, it's so cute. There was a paperback version, and if you've watched any of my videos, you know I fucking hate hardcover, but this guy isn't on the paperback, and I said, oh no ma'am, like I have to have the cover with this little nugget on it. So this is about a single mom and her daughters. They are like trying to find fossils and like frozen animals and stuff in Siberia. They accidentally discover a perfectly preserved 4,000-year-old baby mammoth, and things finally start to get interesting. So I can't wait to read this. It sounds like it's going to be similar to like the Book of Two Ways by Jodi Picoult, and I only say that because it's got like that one is archaeologist type things. This is obviously not romance, but I don't know, it sounded like something super interesting. It was a very unique premise, and the cover got me. Like, it's so damn cute. Next book I actually do have over there, so I'm gonna go grab it. Next book I have is the Asimov reread. So I finished ACOTAR last month, and this one is just next in the series, and this one's actually my favorite book in the whole series. So I have been staring at it on my desk since I finished ACOTAR, and it's a pretty big book, but I also am just like, I want to skip to the good parts. If you know, you know. And the beginning of this book is like not the good part, so I'm just, yeah, I've been staring at it like, ugh, I need to just do it so I can get to where I want to be, but I am also annotating this, and yeah, so this one's on my radar, hoping to finish it this month. Next, we have Feminasty, The Complicated Women's Guide to Surviving the Patriarchy Without Drinking Herself to Death by Erin Gibson. I've actually already started this, and I was working out one day in my office. I like to work out in here because I watch TV while I'm doing it, and I just use dumbbells and like bands and stuff when I work out. So I have my little TBR cart over here, and it was on there, and I just picked it up while I was working out and started reading it and was like hooked. So I'm hoping to finish it. It's very interesting and very irritating. As a woman, I am annotating, and it's just like, yeah, so. Okay, what do we have next? Next one I have is Done and Dusted by Lila Sage, and these covers and these books I feel like have been going crazy on TikTok and Instagram. They are just like so beautiful, and the second book in this series just came out. It's called Swift and Saddled, I believe, but I haven't read the first one, so I want to start with this, and it's super cute. It's like a forbidden romance in the sense that it's like a small town brother's best friend romance. There you go. So it's about Emmy and Luke, and yeah, Emmy's older brother is Luke's best friend, so they're not supposed to get together. It is a small town setting. It's in Wyoming. She loves to ride horses, and yeah, so this is giving me like Elsie Silver vibes. So we'll see. I don't know if this is supposed to be spicy or not. Anytime I read these books, I think it's The Longest Ride. It is a movie. I think it might be a Nicholas Sparks book, but it's so good. It's got Scott Eastwood in it, and that's what I picture when I read books like this. The next one I have here is The Wishing Game. So for this one, it says, years ago, a reclusive mega best-selling author quit writing under mysterious circumstances. Suddenly, he resurfaces with a brand new book and a one-of-a-kind competition, offering a prize that will change the winner's life. So this competition, I think they're trying to find the manuscript of the new book from this author that disappeared, and whoever gets the manuscript gets to, they win the one and only copy. So Lucy is our main character, and she's gonna go try to win this competition. And the writing in here, like the font size is really small, so honestly every time I pick this up and look through it, I'm like, but it looks like there's a lot of dialogue, which I'm someone who likes dialogue. I don't like big chunks of paragraphs where people are just telling me things. I don't like it. The next few are on my Kindle, or I don't have the physical copies of. So first one is The Wrong Mr. Right by Stephanie Archer. I love Stephanie Archer. Her books are spicy and smutty, and she does hockey romances really well. So I am picking this one up. It is a surfing romance, and I've gotten into surfing recently, like the sport of surfing. I watch it, I follow it, and it's super interesting to me. It started with the Apple TV docuseries about the World Surf League, and they canceled that show, which is just bullshit. But anywho, I just have jumped into it, so I'm like, I want to read a surf romance with smut. Yes, please. The next two, one of them was actually on my April TBR, and I didn't get to it because I didn't have the book in time, and I also was reading other things, and that is Crazy Stupid Romance by Alyssa K. Adams. So I have that one on my Libby right now. I'm literally going to start it today. And then I also want to read the fourth book in the series, which is called Isn't It Romantic? And then I think the fifth book, it's like a Christmassy book, so I don't know if I'll read that one in June or anytime soon. I'll probably save it for the end of the year, but I think that's the last one in the series, but I could be wrong. These books are just cute, easy to read. They're layered, but they're, like I said, quick and easy, and the characters are super lovable. The premise of how this started with the book club, where all these men are getting together to read romance books to improve their relationships and their romance and their life, I just thought it was super cute. The second one I wasn't super obsessed with, but I'm hoping, I have high hopes for the third one and the fourth one. And then the next two are actually part of a series as well. So, backstory, Ellen Hildebrand is coming out with a new book in June, and it's called Swan Song, and I'm super excited about it. It is actually part of a series, which I did not realize, and it is part of the Nantucket series. So there are 3 books that come before Swan Song, and those are A Summer Affair, The Castaways, and The Perfect Couple. So for May, I want to try to read the first 2, which are A Summer Affair and The Castaways. It's funny because I actually was at Costco and saw The Castaways and almost bought it because I was like, ooh, this sounds interesting, and then put it back. And when I looked it up on Goodreads, I was like, this is a whole series, and Swan Song is a part of it. So I want to try to catch up before that comes out next month, and then everything will be right in the world, you know? And then another book that I have on my radar, it's on my Libby, I have The House of Hidden Meanings by RuPaul, and this is his memoir, I believe. I've heard great things about it. I'm really looking forward to reading this, and I haven't read a memoir in a little while, so I'm excited about that. The other book is actually a recommendation from my friend Jennifer, and it is called White House by the Sea, A Century of the Kennedys at Hyannisport. It's by Kate Story, and it is about the Kennedys on Cape Cod. So I am super excited about that. I love Cape Cod. I've only been once, but it was so freaking beautiful. And my friend is going to Cape Cod soon, and so she was reading this kind of in preparation for her trip, and she was really enjoying it. And I love historical things. I love reading about the Kennedys. I think they're super interesting, and I love Cape Cod, so it's you know what? I'm gonna read that too. And then one new release I have on my radar this month is Carly Fortune, This Summer Will Be Different. I really like Carly Fortune books. I recommend it in my spring and summer book, Every Summer After, I believe is what it's called, and I really love that book. It reminded a lot of people of Love in Other Words and The Summer I Turned Pretty. It definitely gave me The Summer I Turned Pretty vibes. And I don't know, her books just feel very summery to me. So I'm excited about this one. It comes out on May 7th. It's about Lucy. She's going on a vacation to Prince Edward Island. Felix is a local. He's showing her a good time, but he's also her best friend's younger brother. So they have like a ton of chemistry, and then she finds out like who he is. Each year, Lucy escapes to the PEI for a big breath of coastal air, fresh oysters, and crisp vino verde with her best friend Bridget. Does that not just sound like something you want to eat up? Like, I want to read that and inject those vibes into my veins. Like, that's a perfect summer read. I low-key might see if I can find a paperback and take it on my girls' trip, because that's, like, the vibe. That's everything that I have on my list for the month of May. I'm sure I'm going to what am I saying? I'm going to continue to add to it as the month goes on, because like I said, I want to treat this as books I just have on my radar, not books that I'm like, you need to finish this by the end of the month, because it's not good for my enjoyment. You know what I mean? So, hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. All my socials are linked down below, and I will see you guys next time.